So the next instructor who's up here is me. So hello, everybody. Thank you. I am Dr. Brian Nell. I am a doctor of Oriental medicine and acupuncture physician. Uh, I teach multiple places. For example, over here at GT Bray, I see some of my fellow participants out there. I teach there on Mondays and Thursdays. I teach at Anna Maria Island on Wednesdays and Fridays. I have a Sunset Tai Chi that's beginning, or restarting, I should say, second Monday of the month at Robinson Preserve. And then I do a virtual Tai Chi as well, because we live in the modern era, we may as well embrace the technology. So all of these different ways to get this art out to you. So today I wanted to I wanted to take what we had started with, that wonderful foundation, and then put it into one of the five noble flowers. And the five noble flowers are small vignettes of Tai Chi movement done in a Qigong way, meaning that we are looking at doing just that little section and repeating it to both sides. And the reason for this is to help one further understand the motion. If we take it out, we look at it, we polish it up, then when we put that back into the form, it makes more sense. And two, to work on it both sides, because we have two sides to the body. I realize that most of us are either left-handed or right-handed, depending. But we may as well explore the entirety of the body and how to use it. I always equate it to living in a house where you just shut a door to a room and never opened it. Seems kind of silly, but yet that's what we do, right? We have a hand, and we're just like, I don't know what to do with it. I'll just put it in my pocket if you can make it to the pocket, right? So we're practicing and playing with both sides. So for those of you that want to do this with stepping, please feel free to stand up. For those of you that want to do it seated, it works just as well. Now, a couple little quick announcements before we do get into this. If you're joining us a little bit late, please make sure you're signing in on your way out today, so that way we can track numbers. And two, I realize that you are in the sun, me not so much. If you're starting to get hot, there is water. Please drink, stay hydrated. If you need to move into the shade, there is plenty of beautiful shade. Take advantage of it. Feel your feet on that nice cool earth. So once we find a spot, so let's find that spot that we can call our own, and let's check our blood bubble. So first thing we want to do is just know where we are from our neighbors, from the benches, from any tree that we may bump into, anything that may interfere. The last thing we want when we're meditating is to be pulled out because there is suddenly a tree stepped in front of us, right? We don't want that. So once we know this is our spot, we're now going to focus on the feet. Because once more, we're standing, we're in our stance. We just learned about the stance. Let's apply that stance. So feet are shoulder width. Body is relaxed. Tai Chi and Qi Gong works best when you are relaxed. So relax that body, just like we had heard. Just like we had played with. Just like we had gone through earlier. Now the form we're going to play with today is our chrysanthemum form. So it is the second of the five noble flowers. So for this one, what we want to do is we're going to start with just stepping. Just get those feet where we want them to go. So we're going to drop our weight into our left foot, empty the right, and gently pivot. So what we want to do, I call this snuffing the ember. So imagine that you are putting an ember out with the bottom of the foot. It used to be putting out the cigarette, right? But cigarette, we don't talk about that anymore. So now it's an ember. We don't want to start a forest fire, keep Smokey happy and all that. So from here, we then want to step. Now the length of the step is up to you, but no longer than the leg can reach. So I don't want to go out here because, as we heard earlier, this is cheating, right? So we keep ourselves tall and we step. Then center our weight. Beautiful. Now we're going to sink our weight back. So sit, almost like we're going to sit down. We're going to sink our weight into our left foot. Then center our weight. And here is the subtlety of the movement. Sink. And now we're going to slide forward all of our weight into our right foot. Empty the left. And just lightly touch. So when I bring this foot in close to the other foot, the further out it goes, the more gravity has to grab. We don't need to help gravity. It works perfect on its own. So bring that foot in so everything is nice and centered. Then we step back. Touching. Empty out the right foot. Touch. Snuff the ember and center. Wonderful. We haven't done it 10,000 times. We've only done it once. So let's do it again to the exact same side. Empty out the right foot. Snuff the ember and step. Center our weight. Then rock the weight back just a little bit. Just bring it back. Then center. Beautiful. Then back one more time before we slide the weight into that right foot and empty step. And back. And center. Magnificent. One more time. Empty out the right foot and stepping. Centering that weight. Now, if I peek down, I should see the top of my foot. If the top of my foot disappears because my knee is covering it, I've gone too far forward. Bring the weight back. Excellent. Then sink the weight into the left foot and center. And left foot again. And then slide the weight all the way into the right as we empty and back. Center. Beautiful. That's all the stepping is. All right, we got that. Let's add some arms in. Let's get some arms into this. So for this, we're going to grab a Tai Chi ball. Nice round ball. So for this one, left hand on top, right underneath. I am mirroring. Okay, at any given moment, I have no idea which is left and which is right, so I just make it up anyway. So this one is your left, your right underneath, without worrying about the lower half of the body. We'll come back to it in a moment. But here, what we want to do is open into stroking bird's tail. Relax the right arm, palm pointing to chest, elbows sunk, shoulder relaxed. Left hand, imagine you're petting a peacock, right? Some of the neighborhoods around here have them, right? The peacocks. You're holding a peacock with one arm, and you're stroking the peacock's tail. Now, having worked animal rescue, I guarantee you that you are not able to actually hold a peacock with one arm. Not because you're not strong enough, but because they are not very smart birds and they're constantly, so they are wiggling around. But in your mind's eye, you happen to have found a calm peacock, and you stroke the tail. Beautiful. Now we're going to roll the hand and pull back to our left hip. Good. So this move, we all know this move. We have all forgotten this move. It's shoveling snow, right? Shovel the snow. Roll the hands. We live in Florida for a reason, but we're rolling the hands as if we're shoveling that snow. Then bring the hands back to our feet. We're going to bring the palms together. Left hand, fingers up. Right hand, touching the palms with fingers away from us. In front of the shoulder. So relax and push. Beautiful. Now roll the right hand into this L. Right? Left hand should make an L in theory. So we roll into our L. We imagine we're taking off, say, a wristband. We're taking off a watch. We're taking a glove off. We're sliding it off the hand. We roll back. And we push. Beautiful. Pushing the high mountain. Then from here, we're just working on one side right now. So let's bring that back to center. Once more. All right, left hand on top, right hand underneath. And let's do just that motion again. So stroking bird's tail. Beautiful. The next one, grasping swallow's tail. So we're rolling and pulling back. Bring the hands together and push. Then the last one, pushing the high mountain, we roll back. And push down. Let's return back to our starting point for one more with just the upper body. Stroking bird's tail. Grasping swallow's tail. And pushing the high. And back to where we sit. Now let's add the feet in. So the feet add a little bit more clarity to the motions. So from the beginning, we're sinking our weight. Empty and step. Focus on just the step here. And center. And once we center there, we can open into our stroking bird's tail. Yes, beautiful. Grasping swallow's tail. We're shoveling the snow. Pull it back to our hip. This is why we're sinking our weight back. We've grabbed something and we're pulling it back to that hip. Hands together. We center our weight and push. Then clear. Once more, rocking the weight back. And pushing the high mountain. Now here, if we're pushing something heavy, we want to keep our weight under control. We don't want to accidentally fall over. If you've ever pushed like a door you thought was going to be heavier than it was, and you look like Kramer coming into the room, remember Seinfeld coming in all flustered? We don't want to do that. We always want to be poised and elegant, so we follow through with our step. Excellent. Maintaining that nice tall structure. Then stepping back. Back to center. And grab. Still going the same direction. Now normally, and this is something I'm having to really think about, we would switch sides. So the words are coming out same side. My body's like, nope, that's not how we do. We go to the other side. But right hand underneath, left hand on top. Same direction. We're going to shift, step, and into stroking bird's tail. Grasping swallow's tail. And pushing the high mountain. Stepping back. Grabbing on that same side. And let's do it one more time. Just once more. Shake it out. Wonderful, wonderful. So, thank you. That is the chrysanthemum form. And so what is the chrysanthemum flower, right? It's big and round. It takes up this big, beautiful space. And so we want to be like that chrysanthemum. We want to think big, round motions, beautifully flowing, and make this motion just take up that space, that area that we are playing in, our blood bubble that we checked earlier. Beautiful, beautiful. And so that is 1/2 of 1/5 of our 5 noble flowers. A couple of them are easier. There's one that's a little bit harder, but all really good fun.